Any private attorneys?
Judge, I don't see anybody.
Okay. All right.
However y'all want to do it. I've got a... Judge, I already have a couple out of custody that I can call.
Okay.
Judge, the first person I'd like to call is Mr. Damon Clark. Mr. Clark is present, approaching Judge. This is 23 CF 1473. Judge, while he's approaching, we have reached an agreement with the state. The state has offered to dismiss the case upon payment. Come over here, sir. The state has offered to dismiss the case on payment of the court costs. That should be about $765 total. The state's going to give him 90 days to do that. We've spoken with the clerk about getting that in their system, so he can do that within 90 days, and upon that payment, the case can be dismissed.
What, do you want to have him back at, on a control date?
If we need one, Judge, I'm fine to leave it without one. If the court wants one, then we can find one 90 days out.
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk advised that we don't have to have a control date. She set a reminder or something in the system that take
Okay.
care of it.
All right, Mr. Clark, get that paid so it can be dismissed, okay? Thank you.
Good luck. Call me if you have any issues. Ms. Rivers has a case, Judge.
Your Honor, the next case is number 32, Wendy Williams, 23 CF 1528. Your Honor, she's before the court on charges of possession and possession of paraphernalia. We're going to enter a not guilty plea at this time, and we're going to request trial by jury.
Okay. What about, you want to go to a miscellaneous day in September?
Okay, Your Honor.
I mean, I bet this is the kind of case that'd probably be worked out, I would think.
There's another charge coming, is our understanding, and so there'll be some consolidation, because so she'll need to enter a plea then for that as well.
Well, let's put her for October 5th. How about that?
Is that at 9 a.m.?
9 o'clock, yep. If you can get it worked out, we move it up September sometime.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, we'll put it on for an earlier time.
Judge, I have another out of custody, if I may.
Okay.
Next, Judge, I have Mr. Earl Dale. Judge, Mr. Dale is present and approaching. This is 23 CF 1454. Your Honor, Mr. Dale would like to enter a plea of not guilty this morning. I'd like to set this on the October pretrial if possible. The August pretrial is only a couple weeks away, so I'd like to have that to make sure that he has plenty of time to get an appointment and I can review his
October
case.
30th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I need you to give me a call, okay?
Judge, I've got a couple that I can call that are out of custody for arraignment. One gentleman expressed an interest in the plea agreement. I don't have it typed up as yet, and I need to go over it with him, but we can go ahead and call the two cases and then maybe pass the other gentleman towards the end of the docket. The first would be Martin Keith. Mr. Keith? Your Honor, Mr. Keith doesn't answer. I tried calling him up earlier and could not get an answer.
Was he the gentleman that didn't show up last time and called my office and said there was some kind of emergency and...
My records, Your Honor, I show that on the 27th of July, he didn't appear and you issued no bond.
Yeah, I recalled it, didn't I?
He was the one that you didn't have proper notice, so instead of Thursday,
Okay, good.
What's his situation? Have you seen him?
I have not, Judge. I did call his name before court started, but a lot of people don't show up till the last minute.
Well, last time I issued a no bond capias, and he had called my office, said there was some family emergency, and he was on his way, and then, so I recalled it. No bond capias.
Thank you, Judge.
He shows up today before we're finished, I'll reconsider, but
Yes, sir. I'm writing on the
getting
wrong
kind
file.
of wore out with these family emergencies.
Yes, sir, I understand. The next one I have would be Tyler Moore. He is present in court. If the court will pass his case a little bit later, I'll talk with him, make
Okay.
sure he understands the offer. No, go ahead and sit back down. I'm going to go out and see you in just a minute. Do we know if the inmates are here yet? They are? Okay.
I'm ready. Okay.
Thomas Ayala? Yes. Don't wear short pants to court next time.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are here on, is this an arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ayala, this is case number 23 CF 1436. You're charged with drug possession without a prescription. That looks like a third-degree felony. Marijuana possession not more than 20 grams, it's a misdemeanor. And possession of narcotics equipment, that is a misdemeanor too, isn't it correct, Ms.?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. And I do have an offer for
Okay,
Mr.
what's the
Ayala.
offer? All
And it
right.
would be to dismiss the case upon payment of court costs.
How much are the court costs?
$615.
You want to pay, you want to take that to pay the court costs and charge to be dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How much time does he need to pay it?
How much do you need, sir? How long?
90 days is fine.
90 days.
Okay. If you don't pay it,
I understand.
you'll be picked up and put in jail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. John Ray Booth, okay. You are charged, Mr. Booth, this is 23 CF 1526. You're charged with drug possession without a prescription, a third-degree felony, possession of narcotics equipment, a misdemeanor, and contempt of court violation and a stalking injunction. That's a third degree, that's a first-degree misdemeanor, isn't it?
He has 2 misdemeanors and 1 felony, Your Honor. So,
Okay. And is there an offer for him if he wants to
yes,
take?
yes, the offer would be to dismiss the felony, possession of controlled substance, and he plead as charged to count 2 and 3 for 2 years total probation and some conditions, like no contact with the victim, anger management, no trespassing, or not to be within 500 feet of the victim, court costs, and substance abuse evaluation and treatment.
All right, they're going to, if you want to take it, they're offering to dismiss the felony, and if you want to plead no contest, which means you're not admitting you did anything wrong, you're not denying it, you just want to get it.
No, sir, no disrespect, but I don't want to take that right now. So can I get a public defender and all this?
Okay, yeah.
Because I got a lot riding on this, and it was really a misunderstanding. I don't understand what it
I'm
was.
pleading I'm appointing public defender, that's Mr. Gibbs,
I ain't been in trouble in 13 years, and I don't want to start. I really didn't do that wrong.
not guilty plea, and we'll see you,
Ms. Leon, would you like to do October 30th? That way he has plenty of time.
October 30th.
That's fine.
Give me a call if we can put you up.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Justin Bogan.
You heard what I said about the short pants, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I'm just now getting off work. It's no excuse, though. I apologize.
Okay. Mr. Bogan, this is 23 CF 1482. You're charged with criminal mischief over $1,000, which is a third-degree felony, and domestic violence battery, a misdemeanor. Is there some type of offer for him?
Yeah, Your Honor, yeah, there is an offer. He scores 97 months prison, so the offer would be a downward departure, 3 years DOC, instead of 8 years.
I'm going to appoint public defender.
Yeah.
You want to take that?
I don't need a public defender.
You want to represent yourself?
Yes, I'm gonna go pro se.
Okay.
And if possible, can I, no, I'll just wait. Because this is just, you're just reading me my charges and,
Yeah, you charged with possession, of criminal mischief over $1,000, a third-degree felony, and domestic violence battery, a first-degree misdemeanor.
yes, sir.
And the court is going to enter a not guilty plea for you.
Yes, sir.
And you say you want to represent yourself.
Yes, sir. It's, like he was saying, I really don't get in much trouble. It's a misunderstanding. Me and my wife
Okay, well,
had
you
a
probably ought to hire a
misunderstanding.
lawyer. But if you can't afford a lawyer, I'll be happy to appoint a public defender for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to appoint a public defender.
Yes, sir.
And then if you want to retain a lawyer, you can, or represent yourself. You have every right.
I was told, because I have misdemeanor court and I have felony court and I have another court date on the 28th. Well, I was told by my bail's bondman, and I've just been doing a lot of back and forth. The person, Jatora Cooper, is my
You may
fiance.
not want to talk about the facts of your case since we're recording it.
Nah, it's fine. I'm cool.
What I'm going to do is to make sure your rights are protected and
Yes,
you
sir.
really understand what your options are. I'm going to appoint public defender to represent you, okay?
Yes, sir.
And you have every right to represent yourself or hire an attorney if you want, if we get to that point. Well, let's start out with public defender, and October 30th is your next court date, pretrial.
Yes, sir.
And if you can get it resolved, you say it's some misunderstanding or something, Mr. Gibbs will check that out.
We can always get you an earlier.
And then it's a lot easier for you if you have an attorney, okay?
Yes, sir.
You may end up getting it dismissed, I don't know, but things are a lot easier for you if you have an attorney.
And I have a question for you. If she is willing to drop the charges, is this where she comes?
We'll talk
He'll
about
tell
that.
you where to
We'll
go.
talk about how to make that happen.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, I can't help you or give
Yes,
you any
sir.
advice, but Mr. Gibbs can sure help you on that,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Okay.
Just give me a
Yeah,
call.
but based on that and the fact that I want to make sure you understand that there is a no contact order between him and the victim. He cannot communicate with the victim, not even through third parties.
Yeah, that's probably a condition of your bond.
Yeah, they
Yes.
said that at my misdemeanor court is just I've been contacting the court system to speak with my daughter. She's the
Give me
mother of
a
my daughter.
call. and we'll
Mr.
see what
Gibbs,
we can try
Mr.
to do,
Gibbs
okay?
can take care of that for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. we'll see what we
Okay.
can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, sir, they do need to get your DNA sample.
Yeah.
Justin Cox.
Justin James Cox, okay. This is 23 CF 1502, State versus Justin James Cox. Mr. Cox, you're charged with domestic battery by strangulation, looks like that's a third-degree felony,
Yes, Your Honor.
and assault on an officer, a first-degree misdemeanor. Is there any kind of offer he may want to consider?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be for him to plead as charged, withhold of adjudication, 3 years of probation with court costs, PD fee, community service, 50 hours, no contact with the victim, and batterer's intervention program.
Think you might want to do that? Withhold means you don't have a conviction.
Means when I'm done with all of it, there won't be nothing.
You don't have you will not, you could swear under penalties of perjury. As far as this case goes, you don't have a conviction if it withholds adjudication.
All right. So I ain't got to do no jail time, just probation. Yeah, all right.
They're
That's
offering,
work.
right?
That's good.
Yeah, no jail time. It's just straight probation.
Let's go.
Okay, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? Mr. Cox, do you swear the testimony you give for us, course, the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you charged with domestic violence, domestic battery by strangulation, a third-degree felony, and assault on an officer, a first-degree misdemeanor, and the state is offering you it's 3 years probation, anger management, right, Miss?
Batterers intervention program. It's a little bit more extensive than the anger management.
Batterers intervention, you know what that is? You got to go to counseling.
I
Batterers.
don't know what it is. I ain't never done it, but I'll figure it out.
I'm sure probation can help him with figuring
You
that out.
got your probation officers over here that'll help you.
What kind of probation am I on? Like felony probation?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, 3 years probation, this is what you're offering, 3 years probation, batterers intervention, standard court costs, is that correct?
Yes, it's for, it's a 900? Yes, 867.
You can pay that off over your 3 years.
All right.
And what else we got? What else, Ms. Leon?
Did you say you're on 50 hours community service, no contact with the victim?
And no contact with the victim, I don't know who that was.
The
And
victim
50
is Kayla Just.
person and 50 hours community service, which I'll let you buy out if you want to.
Yes, sir. I would rather do that because I got to keep a job.
Okay, so you want to accept that offer?
Yes, sir. I reckon so.
You realize you have a right to certain rights you're waiving by pleading no contest, which means you're not admitting you did anything wrong, you're not
Well,
denying
I
it.
know I didn't do nothing wrong, but I can't afford to sit here and go back and forth and end up with jail time.
You're waiving your right to a trial, a jury trial or trial by me. You're waiving your right to an attorney. You're waiving your right to remain silent. The state has to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt, and you're waiving that requirement for them to do that. You understand those rights you're waiving?
So if I say no contest, I ain't gonna be taking, what would happen?
I'm gonna give you this sentence that she just offered.
Oh, well, either way, I just take what I got right now. Go ahead and get this
Okay,
done.
so
over
you
with.
realize the rights you're waiving by entering this no contest plea that I
Yes,
just
sir.
told you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that would prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
Yeah. Well, no.
All right. The court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Sentence you to 3 years probation, withhold adjudication of guilt. That means you don't have a criminal conviction regarding these charges. Take batterers intervention program, standard court costs, 50 hours community service, which I'll let you buy out, and no contact with Kayla Cisco without some type of court permission. Okay?
I won't talk to that woman.
May I approach with the score sheet? And for the record, I want to mention for Mr. Cox that he would have he scores 22 months in prison. So I'm offering the probation instead.
Yeah, so if you went to jail and lost, you'd be looking at 22 months in prison. I'm giving
Oh,
you
yeah,
the
I'm not saying,
probation.
I thought you was about to come up here and say I got 22 months of prison after I done sworn in. I was,
No. You see
That ain't happening.
what she did was she gave, because you've admitted that, you've entered a plea, you got a break.
All right,
3
appreciate
years
it.
probation instead of 22 months prison.
Oh,
okay.
I ain't, shoot, Okaloosa County Jail ain't built for me or prison. so-
What I'm gonna do is on count 2, I'm gonna sentence you to time served.
That's fine, Your Honor.
County, it means you don't have to do any jail time on that, nothing, okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right,
We request that your fees be waived,
yeah,
and the buyout will be at how much an hour?
$10.
$10 an hour. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Brandon Easley.
Hey, all right, you're Brandon Eastlick?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is 23 CF 1456. You're here on arraignment. You're charged with failing to stop emergency. Let's see. I'm having to read these abbreviations, and I don't quite understand some of them.
Oh, what is charged with, Your Honor?
Yes, is
Oh,
it
okay,
failing
sorry.
to?
Leaving the scene of a crash with injuries and driving while license canceled, suspended, or revoked. That's a misdemeanor.
There's something about failing to stop. Oh, there's nothing about leaving the scene, but, okay, I got you. Okay, leaving the scene of a crash with bodily injury and driving license suspended. So the first is so leaving the scene is a felony, third-degree felony, and a driving license suspended is, isn't that a second-degree misdemeanor?
It is, yes, Your Honor.
So that's what you charge with. Is there any kind of offer he may want to consider?
It is, based on the injuries and the type of offense, he scores 21 months in prison. The offer is 12-1 prison.
12.1?
Yeah.
Department of Corrections?
Yes, instead of 22 months.
Has the guy in jail time already? Have you served any jail time?
No, sir.
I don't believe, maybe, no,
What
he
I'm gonna
bonded
do-
out.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you,
Yes, sir.
and you're going to plead not guilty.
Okay, yes, sir.
Give me a call.
Yes,
Set him for October 30th.
Thank you, Judge.
Pre-trial.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give me a call.
Yes, sir, I will.
Stacy Quinn.
All right, Ms. Flynn, you are here for arraignment. It's 23 CF 1453, possession of a controlled substance, a third-degree felony, moving traffic violation with a revoked license, a misdemeanor, first degree, possession of narcotic equipment, first-degree misdemeanor. Is there any kind of offer for her?
Yes, the offer would be to dismiss the felony count for a plea as charged on count 2 and 3, adjudication of guilt and court costs, no probation, no jail time.
How about that? You plead up to the misdemeanors, no jail time, no probation, just pay court costs.
Sure, I'm sorry, I'm going through radiation and chemo right now.
Okay.
So my brain's a little foggy right now.
We can't have foggy brains. I'll
Yeah.
appoint the public defender to represent you. October 30th,
We put her
thank
on
you.
a status date, on a miscellaneous date in September, Judge. That way maybe we can get her in sooner.
About September,
We can
how
submit
often?
a-
September,
Sorry, Your Honor, I was just mentioning, if you don't mind. We can do a written plea agreement, so whenever you want to set it for would be fine.
Okay, that's fine, Judge, and we can always move her up.
September,
We can leave it on October 30th, Judge.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Just give me a call.
Heather Graves. Heather Graves.
You want heard from Heather Graves? Public defender have her on anything else?
I don't have a Heather Graves, Judge.
I don't believe she has a PD appointed.
No bond capias.
Daniel Parker. Daniel Parker.
You want to know anything about Nathaniel Parker? No bond capias.
Adriel Wilson.
All right, you're Adriel Wilson, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're here on arraignment for driving with suspended license habitual, second or subsequent, a third-degree felony, Is there an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor, if he wishes to resolve today, the state would offer to plea as charged with a withhold of adjudication, $100 cost of prosecution, and $415.
You want to do that? If you enter a plea, I'm going to withhold adjudication, which means you don't have a conviction.
Yes, sir.
And just court costs, no probation or jail time.
Sir.
Want to do that?
Yes, sir.
Approach with the score sheet.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for us, course, the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a no contest plea, which means you're not admitting you did anything wrong, and you're not denying it. You just want the court to go ahead and handle it.
Yes, sir.
You wear the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Withholds adjudication. $100 cost of prosecution. $415 court costs. Okay? We'll give you 90 days to pay it.
Judge, can we recall Ms. Graves real quick as a friend of the court? The notice that she got says general delivery. I don't know if the clerk actually has an address or if she got notice for today. If at the very least, maybe just modifying that no bond to just hold for first appearance.
General delivery.
Essentially, she didn't have an address, so I'm not sure if she actually received notice for today. There was also a notice of appear. There's also a notice to appear direct issue capias for. She had an address listed there in Laurel Hill, but the notice to appear for today, that notice to appear for her Laurel Hill address was done back in March.
Didn't she get a notice to appear when she was in first apmarance and given a bond?
She did have a signature bond, Judge, that was posted back in January. That notice to appear was for March 2nd at 1:30. But she never had a court date put in for that according to benchmark. And then she had a notice to appear, she had a signature bond posted the January 31st for March 2nd. Then she had a notice to appear sent out July 13th for August 10th for today. That just says general delivery.
She was given a court date when she was at first appearance, I bet.
I heard that the KPS was served on her on 7/13, July 13 of this year. So she should have gotten a notice then.
Let me see, let me pull that one back up. I'm seeing that this is actually her first court date ever on this case. The notice in that case gave her a court date. The notice that's filed with that arrest report, Judge, gives her a court date of February 16th.
Did she show up?
That's actually, for 22 CF 455. I think that's the case that she's on docket for today.
Yeah, did she show up on February 15th?
She didn't have a court date on that day, Judge, according to the clerk's records.
Well, how do you get a first appearance, get a bond?
There's actually no record of first appearance, Judge. It moved from capias direct file information issued to February 16th, 2022. Email sent. The next action in benchmark is 11/21/2022, that it was assigned to Division 6. The senior judge was assigned. Then January 31st, 2023, a signature bond was posted giving her a March 2nd court date. Then from there, you were assigned on May 1st. The next thing is on July 13th, a notice was created for today, but the address is
Here's what I'm
July.
going to do. I'm going to appoint you her attorney.
Very well.
And you're going to give her notice, and the clerk's going to give her notice of,
Otherwise, I'd just request a holder for first appearance so she can potentially get a bond.
August 31st. And so you're going to notify her or try to notify her.
If I can find an address, Judge.
If not, KPS for you.
Yeah. So I'll appoint the public defender, and if she doesn't show up or no one can get a hold of her by August 31st, then it's going to be a no bond capias.
Otherwise, my request was simply holder for first appearance so we could get contact information.
No bond capias, and she'll have an attorney because I'm pointing you right now.
Very well.
and then you can file whatever motion you want to.
Thank you, Judge.
Any other cases you want to take on right now?
Of course.
All right, yes.
Not at the
Your
moment.
Honor, I have several people that are out of custody.
Okay.
The first one's number 23 on my docket, Gustav Afori, 23 CF 1524. Mr. Afori?
Okay. This is arraignment, correct, or is it?
Yes. Have you filed, or are you waiting to file?
The state has not filed on that one yet. I'm waiting for some additional.
So, Your Honor, we would just ask to continue.
All right. They may not file charges against you. I don't know. They're apparently checking into things. But, so what I'll do is set you for, we'll just make this the end of October. And it can be moved up sooner if you need to do something. But the state apparently has not charged you yet. They don't know if they're going to maybe or what they're going to do. So I'm appointing the public defender to represent you and give you October 30th court date.
If you could just wait for just a few minutes so I can talk to you, okay? Just back with your wife. Thank you. The next one, Your Honor, is Albis Modesto Rodriguez Paez. Your Honor, he did not appear last time, and we continued it for today since he spoke Spanish and there was some issues as to whether he got notice. So you agreed to
No bond
continue to
capias.
today? Yes, thank you.
How do you say that in Spanish?
No fianza en la orden de arresto.
That's what he got.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
The next one, Your Honor, is number 27, Ayana Sin. Your Honor, she is present and approaching. The state has filed an information charging her with grand theft. We are going to enter a not guilty plea at this time
Okay.
and request trial by jury. Just if we could put her on.
What about September 7th? I'll bet this will be worked out. I'll bet.
Yes, Your Honor.
September
September 7th, but I need for you to contact me before then so we can go over what's going to happen. Okay?
Thank
You got my card, right? Thank you. Yeah, you can go now.
Okay.
Your Honor, the next one is Austin Simpler, number 28, 23 CF 1493. And Your Honor, we're similarly situated in that one. So if you want to do that one for September 7th as well?
Yeah, September 7th. You'll probably get it worked out for him.
So if you would make sure that you call me before then so I can go over some specifics. Okay? You can do a phone appointment or in person. All right? Your Honor, we're going to enter a not guilty plea and request trial by jury, and then hopefully we'll have this resolution on September 7th.
Okay, thank you.
Raymond Smith. Oh, there he is. Here's my card.
All right, this is 23 CF 1475. Raymond Smith charged with driving license suspended second or subsequent.
Your Honor, I just wanted opportunity to convey the offer she just said.
Okay.
Your Honor, he is wanting to take the state's offer.
Okay.
So I would need to write it up. It's going to be an adjudication of guilt with $500 fine, court costs of $415, $100 cost of prosecution, and $150 public defender fee.
I can just ask him. All right, Mr. Smith, you're Raymond Edward Smith, correct? All right, this is 23 CF 1475. You want to enter a no contest plea to driving license suspended, second or subsequent conviction, a third-degree felony. You understand that? You want to enter a no contest plea to that charge? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering that plea? Anyone force you, threaten you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
You have any questions about this plea? Was it adjudicated or adjudication withheld?
Adjudicate.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it, adjudicates you guilty, sends you to a fine of $500. Is it $415 court costs?
Yes, sir.
$100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee. No probation or jail. Okay?
But you won't be able to do it today.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the next one I have on the docket is number 31, Travis Taylor. We filed a waiver of appearance on his behalf. We're entering a not guilty plea and request trial by jury. And we would like the next pretrial conference date for this particular person.
Who was that, Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor, Travis Taylor, number 31.
So you want to have it August 28th?
No, Your Honor, if we could have it for the October.
October 30th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's all of the out of custody that I have.
Okay.
Judge, I've got one that I can recall. If the court will recall, I asked to pass Tyler Moore. I've spoken with him before and are a little bit further and recommended to him that you're going to leave the offer on the table and let me spend a little time in the office with him.
Yes,
Assuming.
at least until pre-trial. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. I have advised him of the charge against him, as well as the statutory maximum. I'll request 15 days for pre-arraignment motions and demand trial by jury. I anticipate, though, it's going to be resolved with a plea at the next pretrial conference.
That will be August 28th. Is that the one you want?
That should be fine, Judge, because I just need to get him in the office for a little bit.
Okay. Who's the gentleman that showed up late in the white shirt?
He's mine as well, Judge.
Martin Keith. Okay. Withdraw the capias on him.
All right. Make an appointment.
Okay.
Mr. Martin, we've already been appointed to you at first appearances. Why don't you come on forward, sir? I know it's hot.
Mr. Williams, did you have an offer for Mr. Keith?
I do, but I do not have time to really spend with him.
Well, let's bring him back on August 31st. Mr. Keith, can you get with your public defender so he can talk about your case? And I'll bring you back August 31st.
I'll with you for a couple of minutes and give you some information, okay, as well as a card.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Judge, and you're withdrawing the capias?
Capias, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Judge, that's all I have that's out of custody.
Okay.
Did you want to handle the in-custody ones that were passed for pleas first?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Judge.
From this morning.
Okay, whatever works for you guys. Give me a minute to go out and speak.
All right, this is Tony Lee Anderson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Tim Gibbs on behalf of Ms. Anderson. This is 23 CF 1240, 23 CF 1241. Judge, we have an agreement if I may approach.
All right, Ms. Anderson, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for is course of truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
This is 23 CF 1240, 23 CF 1241. It looks like in 23 CF 1241, upon a plea, the state's going to dismiss one felony and 2 misdemeanors. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you're going to be entering a no contest plea to 1 third-degree felony and 1 first-degree misdemeanor in 23 CF 1240. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement
Yes, sir.
form? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir, I am.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. In 23 CF 1240, you're sentenced to, on the felony, 18 months probation, $100 cost of prosecution, $515 court costs, $150 PD fee, a substance abuse evaluation and treatment, random UAs, and on the marijuana, on the possession of paraphernalia, why don't I just do time served on that?
Credit on time served, Your Honor, for the
Okay, essentially
misdemeanor.
time served on that,
Thank you.
okay?
Believe she's also held for an FTA, Judge. Is the state taking no action?
No action on the FTA.
All right, looks like you dodged a couple bullets, so don't get into trouble again.
Yes, sir.
It was
I'll ask for an adjudication because she has felonies prior.
adjudicated, yeah.
And we'd ask, of course, to waive cost of supervision, Judge.
Waive cost supervision.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, just so the court's aware, I've got Mr. Martin opposing himself, but I believe we're going to oh, okay, he is back in. If we can recall him, I think the state has an announcement.
Come on up.
Okay.
Just a second, Mr. Gibbs, this is the score sheet for Ms. Anderson. I took out the other case that she dismissed, right?
All
May I
right,
approach, Your Honor?
all right.
That's the score sheet for Ms. Wolf.
Martin Keith, okay. What is it?
The state is going to dismiss the case against Martin Keith, Your Honor.
All right, the state's dropping the charges against you. Thank you, you're free to go.
Okay, sir.
Back up. Well, now we're to put my plea form.
Okay, Logan Benefield, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Mr. Logan Benefield. This is 23 CF 1432, 20 CF 1433, if I may approach with a written plea.
All right, you're Logan Benefield. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for is course of truth, so help you God?
I do.
It looks like the state is going to, upon a plea in 23 CF 1432, drop the charges on that, a third-degree felony. And in 23 CF 1433, you're going to get time served from counts 2 through 6 and probation on count 1. So you want to enter a no contest plea to these charges?
I do.
And did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
The one that we signed
Yeah,
on
I did,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Absolutely.
The court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. In 23 CF 1433, count 1, you're sentenced to 12 months probation, $100 cost of prosecution, $515 court costs, $150 PD fee. Have a substance abuse evaluation and treatment, random UAs, 50 hours community service work, which I'll let you buy out at the standard rate. On counts 2 through 6, court sentences you to time served in the county jail, concurrent. And then on 23 CF 1432, the state is going to
Dismiss.
drop the charges. Okay.
And we'd request to waive cost of supervision, Judge.
And the adjudication is withheld, drop the supervision fees.
So just wait in line over there and meet with probation.
These mine?
Okay. Yeah, that's your copy. Okay.
Thank you.
She's not. Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Michael Enzenbacher. Judge, this is 22 CF 1532. Don't know, I believe the alleged victim does know that she can be here. She's not here today. Judge, we'd like to enter a plea of not guilty and set this for pretrial. We'd like the October 30th date, Judge. It's a very serious charge. We'll be working on evaluations.
Okay, October 30th. Thank you, sir.
Judge. So
Not guilty plea.
I got you on white, though. See, okay.
Okay.
Next, Your Honor, this is Mr. Bravin Gamble. Tim Gibbs on his behalf. He's here, Judge, on 23 CF 1540. He also has a violation of probation, Judge, in 13 CF 641. Judge, they would like to enter denial and not guilty pleas all around. Leave this set for October pretrial.
October 30th, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We'll try to get those depositions set as soon as possible, okay? Yeah.
Gatewood.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Tricia Gatewood. This is 23 CF 1533. Judge, if I could have just one moment with Ms. Gatewood. Judge, we'd like to plead not guilty. I'd like to leave her set on August 28th. We're in negotiations with the state right now. We'll see if we can get it resolved that day.
Okay,
And
August 28th.
potentially a bond hearing as well. Thank you, Judge.
We have no further cases, may we?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, just way back over there.
Y'all don't want to stick around and watch all this? All right, you're excused. Mr. Nopes, did you have a case, one case or something?
He's an inmate, Riley Lunsford.
Okay. Is this Destiny Lige?
It is, Judge. Ms. Lice, come stand over here next to me, okay? These
How
are
you
your
doing?
copies.
Okay.
Judge, I'll enter a plea of not guilty on Ms. Lige's behalf, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
How about pretrial on October 30th?
I think that'll be fine, Judge.
Move her up if you get it resolved.
Judge, I anticipate we'll be asking somebody else to take a look at Ms.
I
Lige's
gotcha.
situation. Okay. Ms. Lige, you can take that with you. Okay, that's yours to keep.
Pretty sure the Honda was mine.
All right, and I'm sorry, this is who?
Ryan McGovern.
Mr. McGovern, similar situation, Judge. I'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf and request 15 days for pre-arraignment motions as well as demand trial by jury.
October 30th, move him up if you get it resolved.
I will, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. You can take that with you, sir, okay?
Oppert or
No, this, come stand over here. And what's your last name, sir?
Oppert, sir. Oppert.
Okay, that's not.
Your Honor, this is George Oppert. He's before the court on 23 CF 1451. And let's see. He is charged with attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. Okay. And, Your Honor, we're going to enter a not guilty plea at this
Okay.
time and request trial by jury.
October 30th, thank you.
Thank you. That's it?
Yep.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may, one of the persons that you found as a failure to appear has arrived. And if we could address him, he was a no attorney, Nathaniel Parker, number 25 on your docket.
Okay, did I issue a capias for him?
A no bond capias, yes, sir.
All right, I would recall it.
And Your Honor, I would seek appointment at this time.
Mr. Parker, you're here on a charge of, this is 23 CF 1527, driving with suspended or license, second or subsequent conviction, a third-degree felony. Is there any offer for him?
There is, Your Honor, and if I can, I'd like the opportunity to go over it
All
with
right,
him.
not guilty. We'll set him for October 30th, and if you get it resolved, we'll move it up.
Yes, Your Honor, and did you appoint me?
Yeah, I appointed you. I will appoint the public defender.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just call me.
Okay.
Okay.
Lunsford.
She looked at everything and she said adjudicate. Or you've already been adjudicated. May I approach, Your Honor?
Okay. All right, are you Riley Lunsford?
Yes, sir.
This is 2019 CF 3471, 2020 CF 1586, 2020 CF 1851, and is this all a violation of probation, Mr. Nopes?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lunsford, did you want to admit that you violated probation on those cases?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this admission?
I do.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this admission?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Nopes has done for you on your case?
Very much so.
Court finds the admission is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Court adjudicates you guilty. Probation is revoked and terminated. You're sentenced to 30 days Okaloosa County Jail starting July 13th, 2023, waiving all prior credit and only awarding credit since the VOP arrest of July 13th, 2023. Cost of prosecution on each case of $100 for each case, so a $300 total. So it's like he got 30 days in jail since July 13th.
Credit for time, sir.
Credit for time served, and probably about be getting out any day now.
I did my math right, he probably gets out today.
Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I've got, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nopes.
And Your Honor, on those outstanding fees that you just ordered, are they going to collections?
Yeah.
You'd already paid everything else.
Collections. Okay.
And Your Honor, if he may have a moment to sign the document.
I just have a quick question.
Mr. Peach?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, this is William Peach. He's before the court on 23 CF 267, 22 CF 2897, 22 CF 3095, 23 CF 73, 23 CF 81. He is signing the agreement that I drafted up at lunch.
This is all VOPs, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. William Pease, would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for us court's the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
If I may approach, Your Honor?
Okay. You want to admit that you violated probation in 22 CF 2897, 22 CF 3095, 23 CF 73, 23 CF 81, and 23 CF 267.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
All right. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this admission?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this admission?
Absolutely not.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here? Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers has done for you on your case?
Yes, absolutely.
Court finds the admissions freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Court's going to revoke and terminate probation in all cases. Sentence you to 11 months, 29 days, Okaloosa County Jail, concurrent on all cases. Credit for time served. $100 cost of prosecution on all cases. $100 PD fee on all cases. $50 PD app fee on 23 CF 267 adjudicated on all cases. How much time has he served already?
Just a couple of months, Your Honor.
Okay.
So if we could, go ahead and reduce that to collections or send it to
Yeah,
collections,
send it to
reduce
collect,
it to
send
judgment.
it, reduce it to judgment. It's 1129, Okaloosa County Jail, concurrent on all cases.
Yes, sir. Concurrent.
I am. Okay. Ms. Hutto? Yes. Let me get your signature on this.
Are we going to have VOP hearings this afternoon? Or
I
nothing?
don't have any hearing yet.
Okay. Ms. Glisson, you have no
No, Your
hearing?
Honor.
They do.
What else have you got?
Mr. Russell has a hearing.
Well, there's nothing for it to run concurrent with.
Okay, all right.
Concurrent means it's running at the same time as another case. But there's not another case.
No objection either.
Okay. Mind if I date it for you? Oh, sure. No doubt. Judge, this is going to be a plea.
And this is Miss Tammy Hutto. Is that right?
It's Alicia Hutto.
Alicia? Is
Yes,
Tammy
sir.
Hutto someone else?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So she is,
It's a plea to supervision, and she'll be going to favor house judge.
all right, well, let me have the form then.
Mr. Williams, the score sheet and the signed plea form.
All right, you are Alicia Hutto. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is 23 CF 1134, State versus Alicia Hutto. Would you raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for is the court's truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay. You want to enter a no contest plea to charge of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and the state's going to dismiss count 1 and 3.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you want to enter a no contest plea to that charge, ma'am? Are you, did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes.
You understand the
Yes, sir.
rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir, I do.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams did for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. On count 2, you're judged guilty. Since the 3 years drug offender probation with special condition, enter into a successfully complete Phoenix House, including any aftercare. Obey all rules of Phoenix House. No illegal drugs. May early terminate upon successful completion of Phoenix House and any aftercare. A 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew, which may be adjusted by probation to accommodate work or treatment needs. $100 cost of prosecution, $5.15 court cost, $50 PD app fee, $100 PD fee. And on counts 1 and 3, the state is going to dismiss,
That's
correct?
correct, Your Honor.
And adjudicated guilty on count 2.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, good
you.
luck to you, okay?
Your Honor, we request a supervision fee be waived.
Yes.
And is this a bars to bed to get into Phoenix House?
Yes, sir. Yes.
McCoskey. There you go. Need to get your signature right there.
How many more inmates we got, Steve?
You can date it. Okay. Mind if I date it for you? Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, well, the way you sent it, I can't copy paste, but I typed it word for word. Go ahead. Now, if you want to start putting those in a Word file and just attaching the Word file, that'll make my life easier.
Who we got over here, Miss Leon?
Oh,
Right down there.
Who's this?
This lady, she's our assistant, Rain Dixon. She'll be
Dixon?
going to law school very soon.
Oh, okay, you speak Italian?
No.
How do you work for her?
How do you understand me?
Well, welcome. Good. All right, this is State of Florida versus Mark McCoskey. Mr. McCoskey, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's true, so help you God.
And Madam Clerk, it's on front and back on this one.
All right, I'm trying to, let's see. So you want to enter a no contest, an admission of violation of probation. I got it. This is 22 CF 3101 and 23 CF 854. You want to admit that you violated probation, right? Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea or admission? Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this admission? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevents you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case? Court finds the admission freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty on each case, each count. The sentence is to run concurrent on each case, each count. Revoke and terminate probation. Sentence to a new term of probation that includes the following: a judge guilty, 4 years supervised probation, enter Phoenix House bars to bed. Once successfully discharged from Phoenix House, convert remainder of the remainder of probation to drug offender probation. You cannot leave Phoenix House without permission. No possession of alcohol or controlled substances without a prescription. Curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. unless adjusted by probation. For work or treatment purposes, maintain gainful employment if not employed. Submit 3 job applications per week. 50 hours community service work, which I'll let you buy out at the standard rate. If a subsequent contested VOP hearing is necessary, witnesses can appear via Zoom. Cost of prosecution of $100 on each case. PD application fee of $50. PD fee of $100 on each case. Adjudicated guilty on each case. Is that it, Mr. Williams?
Yes, sir, I believe it is. And of course,
Okay.
each case concurrent.
Each case concurrent.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
And Your Honor, supervision fees waived on him.
Yes. Okay.
She actually should be for this afternoon for an arraignment. I have the file. I did not have her on for this morning, but I had the file. Yes, I have her for today. Oh. No, are you Ms. Horbert? Angela? Okay, come on forward, please. I had her as, oh no, I see where I noted that she was out. Okay.
What is she here for?
It's an arraignment, Judge. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty on her behalf, 15 days for pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
What's she charged with?
She's charged with, of course, I have.
Resisting officer with violence and battery upon law enforcement officer.
All right.
Yes, sir, they're both third degrees.
You're charged with those. He's entered a not guilty plea for you, appointed public defender. Court date October 30th. If you get it resolved, we'll move it up.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay? Thank you.
If I may mention the offer so that they may start working on it if they want to
right.
consider it. I was offering a PTI with mental health court as condition of probation if defendant qualifies for it. So if she wants to go ahead and talk to mental health court people.
All right.
I've got something along those lines I need to check into.
Okay.
So if we can leave that open until
Yeah,
October.
it will be open, that's fine.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, ma'am.
Next. Is this Mobley?
No, yes, sir, this is Mr. Mobley. It's a bond hearing, or a furlough hearing. We received word that Mr. Mobley's father had, actually what we were originally told was that he had suffered a cardiac arrest, had been resuscitated, and was currently in a treatment facility in Escambia County. You'll let me grab his file. We were advised he was not likely to survive. I believe that a copy of the document that we received from the facility was attached to the motion. I learned by text message from my secretary at 1:30 today, and have not had a chance to tell Mr. Mobley, but a woman named Amy contacted our office and advised that they were talking about shutting off the ventilator today. So what he's requesting is a furlough to go say goodbye to his father. If I'm assuming that he's not able to breathe on his own and that it's not a matter of they weaned him off the vent. If that's the case, then we'd also like him to be able to attend the funeral services. He does have a number of serious charges. We don't dispute that, but this is a request for some compassionate relief.
State objecting, Your Honor. He had originally 7 cases before the court. The state consolidated 2 of those cases, so now on the docket, I believe there's 5. One of those is a FTA where he failed to appear for a little over a 7-month period. In one of the police reports in his case, the police had to use drones to find him. He's absconded from police several times.
I'm not going to grant it unless if a parent passes away, then I typically will consider possibly a furlough. But everyone whose parent or other is sick or relative is sick, and I'll have half the jail wanting furloughs. So denied.
All right, Judge. Mr.
Well, it gets to the point where I just, we got somebody's bottle of explosive liquid down there. And this is who?
Charles Russell, Public Defender's Office. Judge, this is David Wise. Our case numbers are 21 CF 1739 and 21 CF 1740. Mr. Weisar had filed a motion for Nelson/Ferretta hearing, and we set it for hearing today.
All right, Mr. David Michael Weisar, 21 CF 1739. What is, you don't want to have, you feel that Mr. Russell is being ineffective?
I've been going through this with Mr. Russell for almost 2 years now. I've written to Public Defender's Office, Mr. Russell, 19 times with not one reply. I've been trying to get my cell phone now for 2 years. I still haven't had my cell phone, and he's been ordered to get my cell phone. Here's just another prime example. Last time I seen Mr. Russell.
All right, I think Mr. Russell is agreeing. Isn't that what you said, Mr. Russell?
Judge, if he wants to represent himself, I don't have a problem.
Well, I'm thinking there's a conflict, and I'm going to appoint Regional Conflict Counsel. You'll have an attorney with Regional Conflict Counsel. There's no reason why you can't get along with them.
Sure.
And set him for whatever he's set for.
He's already set for August 28th, Judge.
August 28th, we might as well move him to October 30th because Miss Flowers won't have time to deal with it. But October 30th, you'll get Regional Conflict Counsel. I'm not finding Mr. Russell ineffective. I'm finding there's a conflict in the case.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
I can't imagine that you can't get along with these inmates. How come you always represent Mr. Nelson and everyone else gets along just fine? Mr. Gibbs, Mr. Williams, Ms. Rivers, they never have Mr. Nelson, but you got Mr. Nelson on every case.
Judge, I'm not as charming as them, I guess.
Yes.
Judge,
Well, his case has been around.
What's the next case?
Long enough.
Nico
Judge,
Herbert?
Yes, sir. I don't think Mr. Herbert's case is supposed to be on the docket. The court dismissed the VOP. That what happened, Mr. Herbert got picked up on a violation of probation, brought up from Orlando. We resolved it. While we were resolving it, he filed a request for a Nelson inquiry and a bunch of other stuff. I ultimately showed the state was not going to be able to make the case.
Have they dismissed it?
Dismissed the VOP and entered a written order on it. So he was sent back down to Orlando. I hear that he's got a VOP warrant waiting on him for a new VOP.
From Orlando?
But he's not been brought up yet, so the motion is moot.
Yeah, Your Honor, I think he's in custody down there.
He's been arrested, Your Honor. He's without a bond because of new charges that were
Are you going
filed.
to drop the charges here? Is that what I'm
We
understanding?
didn't drop them here. We dismissed the VOP because the
Uh-huh.
charges he picked up, they were dismissed in the other county, Orange County, I believe. So the VOP was dismissed, but in the meantime, he committed other crimes, so he violated again.
Oh.
So you may have a fresh
And we have a
motion later
warrant.
to deal with, but.
Right
the
now, he's
motion
got to
that
deal
you
with
got today is
Orlando, Orange County.
I guess, and we have a warrant, deputy confirmed.
All right, well, we'll just
Wait for him.
wait for him to get through with Orange County.
Yes.
Next.
I don't think I've anything left. I had, well, no, that was already arraigned. It was on the docket in error, I think. Yeah, we arraigned her on both cases back on the 27th. She was on the docket. She would not have been transported down probably anyway, because she's the juvenile, and it makes life impossible for everybody transporting the juvenile. But we went ahead and arraigned her on both of those cases back on the 27th. If not, if I just need to clarify the record on it, I plead her not guilty, request trial by jury, 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions.
Is she incarcerated?
Yeah.
All right, next person.
I don't have any other business, Judge.
No one?
No, you. I had Jermaine Dawsey, but maybe Miss Dudley entered a deny, yeah? So that's fine, no other cases.